This is my cat Van Gogh being a derp and getting in the way, as per the usual. I am trying to... Oh, we just got to follow that Dahlia. Dahlia? That's Dahlia. And Snowflizz. So thank you both for the follows. The cat may end up showing his face again because he's a butt. I am getting everything set up, which unfortunately some of it ends up being things that I have to do when the stream is running. So apologies for that. But sometimes it's just that way. This service, I went on it the other day trying to make sure that I could get the music working, and I'm still not 100% sure I did, so I didn't want to tell people. Okay, any twitchery? No, they're still okay with it. Okay, cat, you're a butthead. You're gonna get tossed soon. Yeah, you're a jerk. Twitch and videos, here we go. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff is just annoying. It's not like anyone looks at this stuff anyway. In channel. Maybe they do. Who knows? Okay, that's done. All right. You may be able to hear Van Gogh purr if he keeps it up. So I finished the main quest line, I think. So I'll show you the new home. I didn't put anything in it yet, but I'm thinking that it's a really good thing that I did get another home, because I've got a lot going on where I need to expand to it to fit all the things that I'm doing. I'm trying to close all my windows so I don't have any lag. Oops, you've probably been hearing a dupe of me. I apologize. I turned it off. Okay. Here we are. We are in my Hall of the Lunar Champion. This is, this was my entry into several contests, one of which was the dragon one that Jay Hart had us do, and that wasn't very good. But then also I had Bright Moons, Dark Moons, which was the Hall of the Lunar Champion challenge, so that he also ran. So this is Lion's Cradle. This is the third section, which I just opened today. And it's raining, so that's not the best of times to show it to you. But obviously there's this little crappy house, which everybody who cares about building was like, yeah, whatever. But the people who don't want to build... Okay. Here we go. The people who don't want to build are thrilled, are not thrilled, and the people who want to build are thrilled, because look at that view. When it's clear out, oh, stunning. So what, actually, I may be able to makeshift something here real quick. So what's lovely about this is you can build out. That's my understanding. So this gorgeous view, to some extent, you can take advantage of. And you could build over the house if you wanted to, but you can build over and out, so you get a beautiful view. I may end up putting an old build that I had here, which was the glass-bottomed restaurant. But I'm also working on, oh crap, excuse me. I forgot that the settings have to be in windowed for me to see anything. Which, whatever. So, I mean, I may end up putting something else here for now, but this is good. I'll show you what I've been up to. I decided to put my marching band for Jay Hart's contest, which is his parade contest, and you can do balloons, you can do floats, you can do marching bands like I did, and anything else that you'd see in a parade. It's supposed to be a riff on the Thanksgiving Day Parade, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade that's in New York City. Oh, you may see my husband wandering around. He's working from home today, and I warned him, and he said he didn't care if he ended up on stream a little. So this is obviously Hundings, and I've decided, because of my item count, you can see it's like 510 out of 600. I don't think I'm going to need that many items to do what I'm thinking about doing. So I need to bring lights in though. So I'm at a kind of a loss here with what to do about my marching band, and obviously this is very, 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 very work in progress. I'll show you what I'm having trouble with. Oh yeah, it helps to have the UI on if you're trying to build something. So here's some light on the situation. So of course these statues are all different sizes, and so it's difficult. Oh, I should sort of explain a little bit. I wanted to do a marching band. Originally I was working with regular statues, but now I'm working with all of the Daedric statues that I own, and there's quite a few. Obviously, Dibella being the biggest. That guy's not going to be part of this. I don't think he's a Daedra. But the rest of these guys are. And so I decided to do a marching band. And initially, I was going to use those plain standy guys that I was playing around with before, the big statue guys. But I think now I wanted to work with Daedra. Not Adra. And the problem that I'm facing is this. If I have them all facing me, hey, Remy Saturn, nice to see ya. I don't know if you're in one of my guilds, but either way, I'll write down your name and send you a gift if you're on NA. So the problem that I'm having with this house right now is I'm trying to build, hey Swank, I'm working on Jay Hart's contest, or attempting to. And I'll get some more lights so that people can see this more clearly. But the problem that I'm facing with my marching band is because, mainly because, actually, do I even have anything on me right now? I could just send it to you now. If not, I'll just drop my banker and do that. Oh, new to spicy. Well, welcome. Then you're my guildie. So the problem that I'm facing, though, with this is that a marching band typically doesn't walk. They walk not in a line, but they maybe have like 3 or 4 lines, and then they go pretty far back. But I'm not sure how to do. Oh, an idea just came to me. Jeez. All right, this will be a building one. I have an idea now. It'll probably not work out, but whatever. I'll show it to you. No, not Grand Sijic. Grand Topol. Grand Topol is my storage house. So generally what I do is show you guys things, but I think that what I'm going to do here is a little bit of building. The problem is that I have to build in the water because all of these guys are such hugely different sizes. You've got, you know, Dibella is ginormous. You compare her to even Mafala, and she's little, you know? And so how do you get these two people next to each other playing instruments if you don't put them in the water? That way you can at least get their heights the same. So I was thinking about having some of them on a board, like a floating board or something like that, and the rest of them in the water. I may have to end up cutting out the really big ones and just suck it up and have a smaller band, which is disappointing because I kind of wanted to think about, well, what kind of instrument would Moloch Ball play? What would DeBella play? And, you know, how would that work out? So that I thought would be really neat. Um, but I guess I'm not going to be able to. So, whatever. What I'm doing here is I am picking up the stuff that I dropped off, which were statues. Dirt, dirt, dirt. Where were the others? Where did I put my other statues? I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I have it on. I should check before I start talking about it. I do. Yay, Decotrack's on. Okay, I'll show you how this works. So if you open up the hub, I do have a shale. I totally have a shale. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. That might work, but I don't know. But let me show you how to find some furnishings. I can't find my statues. So I would go in the hub and I'd go to furniture. Okay? And then I'd search for statue. I don't even know what fish sticks would look like. But all right. So here you go. Here are where my statues are. I've got one. Okay, these are the ones I'm talking about. And there's 3 at Strident. So it looks like I dropped them off at Strident. Yep. And so that's how you find your missing stuff. It's an amazing tool. It's called Decotrack, and it's part of Essential Housing Tools that you have to download separately. Malak. I don't know if there's a statue for Moloch. Or do you mean Moloch Ball? I don't know alternative names. I'm not really a lore person. But I'm gonna do something. I have a tuba. I have the harp, obviously. I have a kick drum. I have a regular drum. I have other things. But I think yeah, I need lights. Let's get us some lights here. Okay. Lighting. Let's get us some very bright lighting. You're bad at names? Well, I'm bad at understanding things, so it's, you know what? We're just fine together. Okay. I got those, and now let's go to Strident and pick up my soldiers, or whatever. I'm going to have to buy more. Because what I'm going to do is have I think each Daedra is going to have a line of guys behind them. That way you cover the fact that it's a marching band, so there needs to be like a certain number of people behind them. But at the same time, you're still able to fully see the statue in front. And so maybe it does make sense to trim down how many I'm doing, because then, you know, like, maybe take out DeBella. She's huge, she doesn't fit, and that way I have one less line of a huge marching band. I think DeBella's gonna eat it soon, and I don't mean that in the way she'd like. Okay, courtyard. Justice. There we go. All right, we're going to go back to Hundings. We'll go ahead and look at houses in a little bit. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of where I'm at. Okay, update. The Undaunted event is... Oh, and just as I freaking port. Just a second. Update. The Undaunted event is officially off on all servers, and all supporting features are also disabled, such as the Impresario. We are still discussing next steps, and we'll let you know as soon as we have a plan. Doctor Who 1975. Do you want me to do I'm going to do a shout out because I can. I know how now. Are you streaming at Swank? Because did I do it wrong? Yes, I spelled DR instead of... One day I'll get this right. Yeah, it's off. They canceled it. They fucked it up. I'll read you the initial announcement from Gina. Shortly after the launch of the Undaunted event today, we began to see server issues related to the activity finder that was affecting your ability to play the game. While we did put protections in place prior to the event to ensure stability, these clearly weren't adequate. Our top priority is making sure you can log in and play, so to that end, we have decided to turn off the Undaunted event this afternoon. We know that the loss of this event is disappointing and frustrating. Side note, it is off. Yeah, Schottenjäger's right. It's off. And we have begun discussing what to do in its place. So it's canceled. We'll provide an update a little later today in this thread once we know exactly when we will turn off the event and what our next steps will be. Side note, they didn't give us a heads up. They just fucking turned it off. Excuse my language. If you'd like to discuss this, please visit one of the existing threads. Thank you for your continued patience and understanding. And with the update, she said, it's officially off on all servers and all supporting features are disabled. Yeah. So that's what's going on with that. And I'm going to read what you guys said. Swank. I'm starting to wonder if they messed up events on purpose. Not streaming yet. Well, let me know when you stream, and I will start promoting you. Schottenjäger. So if you got the opal motifs already, yes, I've been seeing people list them in the millions now. People, at least in Spicy, have been talking about it. I mean, seller's gonna sell? I don't know. But regardless, I can't imagine that they're not going to bring the item back. I mean, please, they're going to bring the items back. I don't think we need to worry about that. I just think that they're going to do it with a different event. This will be better to work on during the day. I'll come back during the day, but I'll give you a sense of my idea now. Oh, you're welcome. You know what? I know what it's like, and it's stupid hard to get started. And if you ever should need my help, I would be happy to help you with what I understand. But there are two people who are better than me and know everything comparatively, and are willing to help. One is obviously J. Hart Ellis, but the other one, I don't know if you follow him, but if you don't, you should. Hold on. This guy. The Real War Hamster. He's a lovely human being, and on top of that, he will help you with anything you want help on that he can answer on about streaming. Super generous with his time, does not mind at all answering the questions, etc. He's just a good guy. So, okay, so this is what... Yes, the EU outrage is related to this mess because of the fact that EU was down first. EU, of course, because their prime time load hits earlier than us, much earlier. Okay, no problem. Yeah, so that's what's going on, is that we're dealing with EU just couldn't even log in. It was awful. But Swank, you're so good at... I don't know. Oh, you mean you're... Okay. Yes, of course it was, yes. And so they're obviously upset. But I'll tell you something, Waving. I was on this morning when the announcement came up, and several people in chat said, I just canceled. So, there you go. Yep. No, people are really, really pissed. This isn't the first time. Obviously, they canceled Mid-Year Mayhem, so this isn't even the first time they've done this. So, whatever. I'm glad we are talking about things while I'm doing this. Otherwise, I would feel really bad, because this can be pretty boring. So what I had in mind is that we have Nocturnal is playing the symbols. Nocturnal is playing the symbols because that way you don't see her birds as much. I'll figure out another way to do it so that it's less obvious. But, so because Nocturnal is doing that, I would have statues behind her as part of the group, and I would like them all to all have symbols, but I don't know if they will. And then, I think I'll do that with each of these that I'm actually going to work with. And I don't think I'm going to work with her. The rest of them are all generally about the same size, so I can get away with it. Really, DeBella was the big problem. Thank you. I'm happy about it. Now, I'm not giving Sheo the tuba, but I have to show you the tuba because the tuba is so much fun. Okay, I don't know if any of you are people who play instruments, but if you know what a tuba looks like on somebody, they basically wear it. It doesn't look right on Sheo because of his position, but I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have them wear the tuba just like you would normally, but it doesn't look right on him. It looks better, believe it or not, on Mullock Ball. It looks great. So these are my ideas that are in progress. And we're going to, I'm hearing some people in Spicy get upset that they got kind of basically ripped off at this point by selling their pages and not knowing that it was getting yanked. But I think that there's only going to be a couple of people who end up making tons of money out of it, because I think that in the end, a lot of people are going to end up, they're going to come back. They're not going to just get rid of them. So this was my idea for Mullock Ball. I'm just going to put this here because it's more convenient for me. But because of the way that his hands are, I wanted to put like a, yes, it's a drum. And I want to have him, I want him smacking it. You know, it would help if I knew the names of the words of the, I don't know what it's called when you hit this drum. The tool you use to hit the drum, that's what I want to put in this hand. And so it looks like he's playing the drum. Okay, so I've been told that Sheo has to play the fish sticks, spanking it. Yes, he is. And that's why I have to do it. I spent a lot of time on this. Okay, and then I have Namira, okay? Namira is totally getting maracas in every single one of her hands. I have decided. Namira is all about the maracas. So here's the head of my maraca, and then I'm going to put it on a spoon or a stick and have her have one in each and every hand. Which is going to crack me up. So, you know, just imagine her with maracas. And then we've got Azura. She's kind of lame. I don't know what she can really play because she's got stuff in both her hands. She's more of a harp kind of gal, but I don't know what to give her. I may have to scrap Azura. And then we have Mafala, and she can have the drum because she's holding something. It looks like she could be holding a drum. Maybe she could be holding the harp. But I figured if she's holding the drum, well, I guess with either instrument, yeah, okay, she can hold this. She can hold that. And then I've got Hercene. And Hercene, I don't know, he's another one in a weird position. He's got to be holding something. She can. That's a good idea, holding a banner. Oh, you're so right. Have her turn these into banners. Oh, that's brilliant. You guys are the best. Totally. She's got to be the one in front. Okay, and then I put her back because I need her for something, but I was going to have, Meridia. She looks like she's conducting. So I kind of wanted her to be conducting in front of everybody. But I think I'm going to just leave her out because she's too big. But the rest of these are all about the same size, give or take a little bit. And so I could get away with, you know, making them into a marching band. And then, so what I was feeling bad about was, if you think about it, putting them in a line, well, I mean, I want you to be able to see her. So, you know, just sticking her behind Nocturnal doesn't really do her any justice. So maybe if I do it like this, where she is standing here, they're standing next to each other, and then she has a line of people behind her. See what I'm getting at? That's what I'm thinking is, I may not have this here in the end. Don't they have stands attached to them? Oh, 3 levels of stands. I thought you meant music stands, because they have, like, at least the drummers have, like, music stands in front of them. I thought about that with layers. Oh, game dev, I gotta tell you, I've been writing my zombie story because of you, and oh my lord, they read the first part of it today in my class. I'm taking a creative writing class, and they had to review my work today, and they read the first part of it, and it isn't revealed in the first part that it's zombies. They just read the part that's like all like Civil War-y. And so, but at the end, some people were asking, is this a zombie story? Like, is that what's gonna happen? And I wasn't allowed to speak. Yeah, I'm writing a Civil War zombie story. So I wasn't allowed to speak during this whole thing because it's totally a, you know, it's a workshop. They talk about your stuff. And so when I was allowed to speak, they're like, is this a zombie story? I'm like, it's totally a zombie story. And my professor went, oh my God, I'm so glad. He's like, I can't wait to see more. It's all your fault, Game. Game made the suggestion. I have been stuck writing this Civil War story for 5 years. And then one day I'm talking about it on the stream. And Game Dev goes, why don't you just make it a zombie story? I was like, that's actually kind of freaking brilliant. I'm going to do it. And then I did it. Because I'm insane. So yeah, today was very difficult for me, and I'm hoping that I can get over it. It wasn't bad. Like, nobody was super critical. There's some people there who don't understand the concept of being nice when you're reviewing someone's work who is basically a newbie. So that was kind of mean. Oh, let's do our rando, and then I'll show you something, because somebody asked me, I think it was Violet she asked me to go over how to put specific books with EHT into houses. But I would like to go to a rando first. By the way, Jay Hart's saying he's paying $250K for any Opal-style pages. Don't you dare sell it to him for $250K. Give me a break. You could make a bunch more than that. Oh my lord. Don't let him do that to you. You bad moo. Okay, so this is open houses. Let's go to one that I don't know. And then we'll do that. I don't know Serene Flump. Alright, let's go visit Serene Flump. I don't know who that is. I know, right? Seriously, are you kidding me? That is not even close to enough money for that. So you want to hear why I was freaked out this morning? I was looking at Jay Hart's stream, okay? And I was looking at it because he reviewed my stuff yesterday. Or was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. So he reviewed my stuff yesterday. Okay, hold on. I'm pulling it open. Okay, so my house, the cornucopia house, I don't know how many of you actually saw it, but that is the wrong potato. You gotta use the right potato. You don't have to use the right potato because that requires you to actually sub, and I don't want you to. But here's my potato. Except for buying with royalties. I don't know how people buy. Oh, because I have ridiculous money. So he was showing my house. He was showing my my cornucopia house. And somebody, I don't know who, took a clip of it, which is normal. You can do that with streams after they've been streamed. Anybody can come and take a clip and say, maybe I want to show other people the clip of this video. But the clip was named Blatant Expensive Clips Rickroll. And so I started to have like a panic about that. And I was like, what does that exactly mean? What are you doing with my stuff? And wait, what? And so I started to panic a little bit, and I sent J Hart some messages, and I'm like, what is this? Is this person going to use this? And I mean, Rickroll, why is it? So J Hart did some poking around, and he figured out that Twitch uses random words and puts them into names for clips. Blatant, expensive Rickroll. Really? Like, I managed to get that? Something that sounded realistic? Can you imagine some of the stuff that it must come up with randomly that must screw people over so bad? So this fear I had all morning that somebody was going to mess with me, it turned out to be I was just crazy. So this is Serene Flump's house. This is their Sijic. And yeah, I have like 130 million, but that's because I'm always on and I'm always playing, and I'd have a lot more if I didn't buy things with it. But I buy, I buy houses. I furnish them. Furnishing them is very expensive. So this is neat. I've never seen anybody do this before. Putting any kind of chandelier on the interior of this is interesting. Those are pricey. Walling off this section is really smart, because so many times people go running back there and they're like, I mean, it's pretty, don't get me wrong, but if you don't know, if there's nothing back there, you just wasted all that time. So then the other thing they did that I like is using this top space here. Sorry about that. I'll be a little quieter. Oh, these top space here for the statues. I think those are the Crown Store pedestals. But putting them up here, I love using that space. Oh, all of a sudden, all of the effects just came in. And I didn't even know there were effects, so that took a little while there. Okay, so here's some FX windows. There's 17 effects in here. And I'm seeing this for the first time with you, so I don't actually know what they are. Oh, somebody built the dock. The Squid of Envy. Imperial braziers from the Crown Store. Maybe. They do look Crown to me. I don't recognize them as regular stuff. Okay, so we've got like a little functional area here. And a fishing dock. And you can work on stuff here. Yeah. I saw like two... I don't know if anybody's interested, but this morning I was doing a little bit of exploring and I found some houses that were like MC Escher, two in a row, MC Escher types surreal houses, and neither one of them were Skull Lords, which is amazing. By the way, Skull Lord also won the ETU contest for his home. He came in first. I did tour that house. I think it was also, I don't know if we've learned who won in DDA. We may have, I'm not sure. But I thought he won. Cancel. Oh, let me show you something. Okay, you know how portals, I'll show you how to do a portal, but you know how it's annoying when you go up to somebody's portal and it starts just sending you there, right? There is something in settings for EHT that allows a confirmation box to show up. So, settings, add-ons, essential housing tools. Let me find it for you guys. Oh, there's so many settings in here. So many things that you can play with. Anyway, it's somewhere in here if I could find it. But yeah, if you turn on the thing, it'll say confirm before you send the person to the other house, because that's so annoying. It's like, I don't want to go to the other house yet. I want to finish looking at this house. Maybe he made that default. Selection spear. Show selection checks. Anyway, it's worth it to at least go into Essential Housing Tools and play with it yourself. Might even be in... Can you go check on him? Thank you. Opening the settings panel. Oh no, that just goes to this. Anyway, so yes, that is an option you can have. That's neat. Oh, how cute! There's a little J-Heart in there. I'm guessing the J-Heart either did or is going to tour this house, because there's no other reason to do that unless they're like a fanboy or fangirl. Oh, I think this is such a clever idea, because all these little alcoves, it's like, what do you do with them? This is smart for two reasons. One is, I love the idea of using these little statues and giving them each their own alcove, but also using the maroon panel curtains. This would be quite costly, because you would need 2 for each one, because it's not that wide normally. So you'd have to bury one in, so that's 4 right there that you'd be buying. So that would kind of be costly. I see they didn't do it with all of them. They did it with some. Okay. So I guess you would run out, because you wouldn't have enough for every single one of the statues, would you? Maybe you have enough now. It's hard to say. I don't know how many there are anymore. Oops, derp. I'm treating it as if it's my own house, and it's clearly not. Yes, the curtains are a nice touch. So I'm trying to be a little bit more kind with myself about showing you guys stuff and not feeling insecure about it, how to do things. Wow. Okay, there's something I didn't think to do. I got the Daedric set, but I never thought to use that as like a window thing, because that's a table. That's the grand table. Is he all right?
He's fine. Just one mouth scritches.
So this is the grand table. It looks like they just put most of, if not all of, their Daedric stuff in here from the Daedric set. That's interesting. They made it look like he's stepping through a portal, doesn't he? That is the Aether effect. So they just buried him into the wall and then put the Aether in front of it. Really interesting. And another portal, if you wanted to take it. And then, oh, they did put some busts in here. So it is a little bit of a trophy house. Maybe they ran out of, and then covering one up. I'm assuming they ran out of items to put in there. Yeah. I guess not everyone is subscribed to ESO Plus and would not necessarily have all of the statues. Nice little crafting room. Parari is in jail, apparently. Where she belongs. Fazez. I don't have anything to give you, Fazez. You'll just have to live. Alright, so let's see what's up here. I hope they close this off if there's nothing up here. Oh, there's portals. Well, the other side has stuff. I'm gonna put on my, my fast set, so that we can run really fast and you don't have to wait for me to get to the next place. This is my coward set. This is my cat. This is Van Gogh. He's a jerk. So I guess this is a bank. Yeah. Wow. That's clever. I never thought to do that. Wow. So those must be the treasure piles that you can get from the Thieves Guild. I don't think those are the special treasure piles because they don't have gems in them. So that's cool. Putting those in the alcoves, I never would have thought of it. This has probably got a switch that works for people who, when the owner's in the house. Yeah, I don't think this will work when the owner's not in the house. Hey, J Hart. I'm trying to talk to people about your contest right now. I don't know about the parade one. I was showing them what I'm working on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done in time because honestly, I have so much going on and whatever. Zoss is deleting comments, bashing them on the forums. Well, that wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so we have a Dark Brotherhood room back here. That's unexpected. Okay, check that out. Okay, let us talk about contests. That is a good idea. Okay, so on the forums, if you go under English and then housing, hey Cheryl, there is a thread called Festive November Housing Contest open to PCNA and EU. That is J Hart Ellis is running that. So if you're on either PC of those, you can do them. The Cornucopia one has only if they conflict with the rules. Yeah, there's some that were getting pretty pissed. The Cornucopia challenge has already happened, but you can watch the video, and it was kind of really quick and fun. So if you're curious about it, I would recommend watching the video because it's an easy watch and really quick, and it's fun. The next one is the ESO Thanksgiving Parade that is due Wednesday, November 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern. Create a single portion of a parade. We'll tour these as if they are all part of a continuous string, so it will help if your part is near the home entrance. You may want to include a bit of backstory with the entry to help people understand what it is. Top 6 builds each get 200,000 gold on NA or EU. So that's the next contest. The one after it is Thanksgiving Feast, and that's due November 27th, which is a Wednesday, I think the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So that one is you either prepare an entire feast or you just bring one dish, but that would be like small detail work. I don't know if you guys have seen Crazia's pumpkin, but she did like, for the pumpkin contest, she did like really tiny work. So it's like you gotta be able to work small for those. And then the last one is December 1st, which we can talk about in a while, but that one's Craigenholm Craze. So you can decorate your Craigenholm however you like. And it is in fact a very affordable home. Plus, if you get the coals that are there, the elven coals, if you don't want to use them yourself and resell them, you can sell them for more than the house is worth. So you can end up making money off of buying Craigenholm, which is crazy. But, so with the effects, this looks like blood. I'm not going to read the stuff that's bashing them. I'm not saying that I don't agree with you, but I'm just going to, like, you guys should, I don't know if you know how I feel, but some of you do. Let's just say I'm not happy. Not anymore. So we've got definitely a Dark Brotherhood knife in the heart. This could have been like a home with where the heart is entry with this kind of thing going on. That is so cool. Oh my goodness. So they sunk the door. You know that mother door that you could get into the wall inside a planter, I think, and then sunk the elsewhere sand to just highlight portions of it. This is brilliant. This is like genius work here. I'm gonna take a picture of that. That's amazing. I'm honestly really blown away by that. Yeah, it's smart. The purple suggests it's Hectahame, but I might be wrong. It's not an effect. That's amazing. I'm honestly really blown away. That's very creative. Um, See, and I almost don't always go back into this portion of the houses. So I'm glad that I actually went and looked because otherwise I wouldn't have seen that. And that one's closed off. Okay, so let's see what's if she didn't close he didn't close it off. We can go down and see what's below. No, it's all closed off. So they don't have anything in the pool. Maybe they do have stuff in the pool, but they don't want us to see it. So okay, that's interesting. So they've covered up a station with rugs and tablecloths? I'm not sure. I think tablecloths to create a table, but you could still see like, you know, here's where the sledgehammer or whatever it is that they use. Forge hammer is here, but they used it just to get the anvil. Hey, Twantle. And I think that doesn't the anvil represent Zenithar? So maybe they're do they have Zenithar? Yeah, they have Zenithar over here too. So this may be an entire temple to Zenithar. Am I saying that right? I never know. Could be Zenithar, for all I know. But I think this is a temple to Zenithar. Oh, this is a great chance to show you guys what these carpets do. It's sort of Pac-Man, in a way. These are the Alinori carpets. There's the big one. There's the circle one. Actually, there's one even bigger. I thought this was the little one, but these are the same size. There's a big one, a little one, and a circle one. And if you put them all together, they kind of fit as one great big circle. So you could use that as a decoration in your home or break it up like they did. But if you had the second carpet, it would be really super cool because having all three together just looks really neat. And I thought they had that. They didn't. But that's okay. So this was our rando. Of all things, we managed to get an amazing rando. Just show you how to do something really quickly, and then we'll go back to looking at homes. But I want to show you how to do this. Well, you know, you just came up with a build right there. There you go. You just came up with a build. You are just Mr. Ideas, aren't you? You come up with all the good ideas. So Violet Imp asked me to go over how to put a book in your home. Selecting a single book. I like and I don't like. There are things about it that I like, and right now it's more like than unlike. It's the Oblivion UI, which you can get off of Minion, if for anybody who doesn't know. But sometimes it's hard on the eyes, and I wish I could change certain things about it. You know, sometimes this is just a little too bright. I have Flux on my computer, which adjusts adjusts things so that it looks more darker at night, so that I can see things easier and it doesn't upset the eyes as much. But I honestly think that I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stick with that. We will see. Because it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. I love the UI. It's really nice. I don't know why they have this changed, though. This has now started changing colors, where I don't recall it changing colors before. It's kind of glaring. I kind of wish they wouldn't do that, but, you know. Okay, so these are the 3 books that you can choose from. These are, this is the Folium Discognitum, Orange is the New Black, and Eidetic Compendium. Thanks for the follow, Remy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fall in the water and die from slaughterfish is what I'm going to do. Now, I'm actually going to delete these. That way we can work together in putting them in. So this is placed, and as you can see, there's collections here. Those are the closest to me, so we'll just delete those. Okay. And then we'll add them again. So what we're going to do is go into library, and that's interesting. He must have changed things since I last did it. Here is the eidetic compendium. Now, keep in mind, you have to actually have opened up the eidetic compendium, so you have to have done that mage quest in order to use this particular one. But Orange is the New Black is a jokey name for all of your motifs. So if you know any of your motifs, you can use that book. But this one needs to be opened with the eidetic compendium quests, which is the mage quest line. So if you wanted to read it, as a player just interacting in a house, you would simply click on it, and you would have to have EHT, and then you would pick, you know, whatever chapter you want to look at, and then there you go. Oh, that's a bad one to pick because I didn't have it. Let's pick one that I do have. Maybe. Yeah. Some of these I don't have. Okay, so here we go. So you would pick anything that you have found, the player. You're interacting with the eidetic compendium. If you don't have any of these found, you won't see any of them. So it really depends on what the player has opened up. But here you go. As a player interacting with this compendium, that's how you do it. Now, let's say you are not the player. You are the person who wants to work with it. It appears that Cardi has changed how this works, but let's see if Karen can figure it out. So you would put in the eidetic compendium. Oh, wow. He must have screwed it up. Okay. Interesting. So let's do this. So the new one is any single volume. Oh, sorry for the flickering, guys. It's my screen when it's in this windowed mode. It just does not like it. So we'll edit it, and here you go. Okay, so in this section, you would pick one of these, either the intricate, inset, or warm single volumes. So I did figure it out. Then you would pull things down. So you'd either have the motifs library, the eidetic memory, which is like all the notes, and Shalador's library is a bunch of his particular books. They're really boring. And so you would pick, okay, here's Alakir Desert Lore, and then Rhaegar's History and Heroes, okay? Now, what the person sees when they come over here is the eidetic compendium, because it's apparently broken. Looks like there's two of them. Oh, here we go. It made it behind me. Okay, so here you go. This is what you get. Now, I selected that book, and now it exists. It's actually really pretty. It's got, like, all of these little weird, like, textures to it. You see the tree? That looks amazing. So if I had learned this book, it would show up. Because I'm an idiot and don't have that book. Every time, man. Every time. Okay, let me just pull this away, because I think we have me being annoyed that this is not working. You see this? It's like every time I try to... I need to do some undos. Do you guys know how to do an undo? F5, there's two ways. One is with the game, you just hit undo, but there's also an undo in EHT that lets you go further back. So here, you know, I'm going to be honest with you folks. It is difficult sometimes to get, I struggle in order to get these things right. You know, like it doesn't come easily to me. It doesn't come right away. It takes time. And let me pick one I might know. Tawaka's Prayer. Okay. I don't know what that effect group means. He needs to have more documentation in there. Okay, so here's Chewbacca's prayer now, which I also don't know. I figured I'd know it. Anyway, so that's how you do a single book. Is he changed it on me, but we got it. We got it. That's the thing about EHT is like he tends to update it so friggin' often that it's very difficult to stay up on things, but mostly you can figure these things out without too much trouble. Generally, you can, they're not, once you know how to do one effect, it becomes a lot easier to do other effects. And, effects are the easiest things in EHT. You just, you pick the wand. Let's do that. Go away. EHT. See this? You pick the wand, and that's how you get to the effects. And then you pick critters and pets or whatever. And suddenly, you have an elk. There you go. You have your own elk. And that's as simple as it is. Simply click. And then it's cutting out because it's previewing, showing me previews. And I don't want it to. So let's pretend like, yeah, drag you back over here. But that's the truth of the matter, is that I'm always learning as I go. I don't know this stuff off the top of my head. It changes significantly and often enough that I have to retrain myself every time. And this is also all effects pretty much here. So, I was figuring out as I was going, how do I make an effect tree tiny? And I did. And so there you go. Something that I noticed that you may want to be aware of is that some of my effects changed color on me in a recent update. Specifically, water turned strange colors. The Cold Harbor water turned this lurid, like strange looking color. Actually, Pariah's has it. So let's see if that's... Yeah, let's go there. So, I mean, you may want to just check your homes and make sure that if you have the Cold Harbor water, that's the only water that I've noticed has the problem. You may want to go and double check that it hasn't changed on you. I don't know why. Also, a particular glass, I think it's the aquarium glass, suddenly became opaque. It's fixable, but the default that used to be the default is no longer, and now it's you can't see through it. So you may want to check anything you have with aquarium glass. Those are just the two that I noticed that have the problem. Okay, so let's see if my house has the problem. Because I put Cold Harbor water to be reflective into my waterfalls. Okay, it's not as bad, but it is a lot brighter than I had it. It's kind of, oof, yeah, you see it now, what I'm talking about? It basically turns white. That is not how I had it. So now I have to just bring down probably the contrast. There you go. To something a little more sane. He's added more things you can play with, like transparency. Contrast was always there. Saturation. I usually turn down the saturation at least a little bit, but with this I wanted it to be pretty sparkly. So I'll deal with that later, but you can see what I'm talking about the water changed. It looks a little bit bizarre. So definitely check on your houses every now and then. Make sure that everything looks the way that you wanted it to look when you did it. So, okay. Now we're going to go look at some of the houses that I wanted to show you. I'll show you one that I want to show you, and then we'll go to some people asked me to look at their houses, so we could do that together, and I haven't looked at them before. But the open houses that I looked at today, which were the Cold Harbor. Thank you. I like it too. the Great Druid, their Cold Harbor Surreal estate. Now, I cannot do this because I cannot do puzzles and jump games. This is a giant puzzle jump game. But what's cool about it is I can show you the beginning and you can see what he means by it, or he or she means by it. But it's not something that I could do. So I encourage you, should you want, to go visit this house. It's in open houses. It's Cold Harbor. It's the Great Druid. So if you like jump games, go to this house. This is Cold Harbor, and it starts with this. So I love these kinds of things. I love caves that are made out of Daedric rock, you know, the long hallways. I think I dig it. I love it. And I like the little touches here too of the Cold Harbor plants. But it's really cool. When people do unexpected things with Cold Harbor, it's amazing. So I saw this and I thought, is that a mirror? Like, what is that? And then I realized it's a hole with a candle underneath. So you have to drop down, and you drop down on this bed, and then it's like, oh, everything's normal now. Not so much. Things are not normal. So this goes all Escher crazy all of a sudden. And poof, yeah, no going back up there. And you can see there's stuff going on down there. There's stuff going on over here. This is as far as I got before I fell and died. But this is some sort of, yeah, it is crazy. I don't know how they thought it out, but they are apparently able to do it. I certainly can't. But it just goes on. And like, even down here, there's stuff going on down there too. I don't know what, but it seems to be a cemetery of some sort, you see? It is crazy. But, wow, look at that. That's a whole arena that I can't get to because I suck. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, apparently you need to do a jump game to get over there through all of this stuff. I can't even imagine how this would work, but I sort of want J Hart to do it so that I can watch him die horribly and laugh. Whee! Dead. See, I can't even jump down there because it makes me go to the way shrine, and I don't want to go to the way shrine, but I have to go to the way shrine. That's me whining. I am dying to see the cemetery. Ah! My husband would agree with you. You can. Yes, he would. You know I love to see cemeteries.
You're not dying to do it though. That's
oh yeah. I love to see cemeteries. I'm a big cemetery freak. I used to go a lot more often. I just love exploring them. Really old ones. No, I don't think it's just the background stuff because he has, or is there a background arena? Is the arena what you're talking about in the background game? Because I don't think so. If you look down, maybe. What do I know? Not much. You guys can tell me. Let's get back down there, and you can tell me if you think it's the normal background or if you think he built it. Oh, okay. I don't think so because there's not really anything here. So I don't think that is. No, I don't know, but I don't think that is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is the background. I don't know. This is Cold Harbor. I know that. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he built them. Your guess is good as mine. Oh, please. You think I can? You don't know me very well. There's no chance in hell. Watch. See, I can't even jump. There is no chance. Oh, wow, I did it. I won't get up any further. Oh, please, woman. Oh, please, or man, whatever you are. I make assumptions I shouldn't. Oh, goodness. Look at this mess. There There's no way. One of you who has abilities should be doing this, because this is insane. Oh my god. Look at how high up we are. This is crazy. I can block to go more carefully. Okay. What is... Do we go this way? No. Maybe. Oh my god. This person has it out for me, I think. Because this is just cruelty. Oh! I'm done. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I just wanted to show you guys. You got to see me die horribly. See, this is why we need J-Heart to do this. How many times do you think he could die? You know, that's hilarious. Come on. I can't do it. I suck. So let me show you. It's like something must be in the water because there's a second one like that today. But it not exactly the same. It wasn't murdering me in its spare time. But there was another one that was extremely Escher-esque, I'd say. And that's so this was the Great Druid, and I encourage you to go and see that house and try it out and see if you can get through it. This one is Loves Animals with a Z on the end. Also, their Cold Harbor. Also, you know, maybe it's because it's called the Cold Harbor Surreal Estate. People thought, hey, let me do something surreal. Maybe so. Woobins is insane. Talk about MC Escher. I mean, it basically could come right out of one of his drawings. Woobins is nuts. Okay. So, I looked at this one briefly this morning. And I thought that it too was extremely surreal. It's less so than the last one, but it's definitely got some surreal elements to it. I mean, this is pretty odd to have a fabricant tree and all of this kind of stuff going on. Why don't I just close my UI there? That must be from elsewhere. That lit up green thing, that looks like the elsewhere stuff. Maybe the achievement vendor. Just randomly here. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about in terms of... Isn't that surreal? That's kind of surreal to me. Like, the moon gates and things just hovering up there. And then you go up onto these little platforms. And they just have random hangouts or beds. One of the ones that I looked at had like a bedroom on it. I think it might be that one. But this to me is totally surreal and creative. And it, oh, see, this is the piece I was talking about. That's a table that guy used as a wall. Hey, whatever. You can make it work for whatever you want to do, you do. Did I have any? No effects. So this is all done without effects. And this was the weirder house, or weirder platform. I don't want to call it a house, but here you go. So this is what I would have expected looking out over Cold Harbor. Not what we saw. Maybe more magical. A lot of magical stuff seems surreal, like floating beds, for instance. That's true. That is true. But it just seems so... I don't know. I don't know what the difference is between magical and surreal, but I feel like there is one. And I feel like this is more surreal than magical. When I think magic-y, I think like potions and somebody casting spells or something like that. This is more like strange structures hanging in the air and lighting, strange lighting and things in places you wouldn't expect them kind of thing. That's why I guess I'm going more surreal with than Yeah, magic-y, but I could be wrong. You know, it's all just we're just I mean, to me that screams surreal. What do I know though? You know, I'm not an art major. I don't know these things. So your guess is as good as mine, but I thought this was pretty neat. All right, so I was asked to check out someone's house. Let me get their name so I don't mess it up. Because I'm going to mess it up. You know, this is what happens when you write everything down on envelopes. Is eventually you lose something. Oh, okay. I've got his name now. Believe it or not, his name is Money Shot. I have not been to his home yet, so I can't promise you it's PG-13 or less. Okay, PGF port at. Presumably he meant his primary, he or she. They. I gotta get used to saying they. All right, so Earth Tear. So this morning they asked me to go check out their house, and I promised them that I would. And so here we go. And I hope they know that all of you got to see it too. And that'd be cool, because then people feel less lonely. I don't think they have EHT installed, so there's no like sign-in book that they would know that people went and checked out their houses. Oh my goodness. Holy carp. Oh my lord. This is Earth Tear? This is insane is what it is. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness. If any of you know what Earth Tear look like, you know it doesn't look like this. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Totally redone in a Dwarven clockwork style from top to bottom. Unrecognizable in this front hallway. I'm astounded, honestly. Whoop. Screen is flickering again. I don't know if you guys can see it. I apologize. It's the resolution I have it in. Oh my goodness. Wow. So they just keep going with this Dwarven look. You know, I'm embarrassed to admit I don't know what they make these walls out of. There must be a granite or something that I've never used, because I don't typically use granite. But this looks like granite to me. Oh my goodness. They even went so far as to put the trash compactor down here. When they said to check out their house, I didn't realize that they were going to have a ginormous, amazing, crazy house of dwarvenness. That's incredible. No, because I typically don't. This is Crown. So whoever, I mean, Money Shot is his name. Not comfortable with the name, but you get the idea. What they're using here is a lot of crowns, exactly, palms. And so whoever this is spent a fortune. Boulder granite slab. Is that buyable or is that crown only, Twantle? I have a feeling that, yeah. Oh, you can get it for gold. Okay. But this thing isn't. These gazebos, those are all crown. That poor little spider. Getting poured on. Wow. I'm kind of blown away. Oh, wow. Check this out. This is just like it is in Clockwork. He's got the factotums actually repairing things. That's amazing. I didn't even know you could get, like, is that the precursor? I don't even know if that's the precursor or not. I would assume so. I don't know what else it could be. Yes, crazy. This just looks like the real thing. All he needs is oily water, and there you go. Okay, so now that I'm lost, I'm gonna start over and go the other way. This is downright mind-blowing, I'm gonna say. I'm super impressed. So, multiple precursors. I've read about this now. What you have to do to get, hey Nana, what you have to do to get multiple precursors is you have to start a character, go to Clockwork, find all of the separate pieces for the precursor, make it, put it in your house, and then start a new character. So every single time you want another precursor, and he's got at least 2 in here, that's a separate character. Yes, exactly. So I know somebody has like, look, a third one. That's insane. That's insane. Let's keep count. 4? How many times did they redo this? That's insanity. Because how many, isn't it like 24 different delves they'd have to do in order to get that many precursor? Each time. That's nuts. And then their item limit must have hit the skyrocketed just by here. No wonder. And then these are expensive. I thought those are a fortune. Yeah, Funky. I have one, but never got more than one. But wow. Wowzers. And what is this? Just a completely... That's just bonkers. Bonkers in a good way. Like, completely made some constructions... I'm so glad he asked me to check out his house, because this is a freaking masterpiece of crazy proportions. But, the mind that came up with this, I'm so impressed, because I don't have this kind of Dwarven / clockwork thing behind, Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. So, that's the Daedric portal with clockwork lamps between it, my favorite clockwork lamps, and then pipes between that with the orcish, the gold orcish coin things put on the ends. That's wild. This is just crazy. Oh, wow. Good job. Excellent job, actually. No, I think it's maybe it is, but I think it's probably more of like a Stargate. I'm guessing that's Stargate. And the big target Centurion is coming through or going through the Stargate. It's like he or she must have had a particular use in mind for each of these different devices. It feels like they had... that there's something that they knew this was supposed to do. Yeah, it is a Stargate waving. It's an insane... This whole house has been insane. This is Money Shot. And the name is probably a lot more accurate than I realized. Because money. I know it's a Stargate. That's what I said. Yes, I know. It even has the glyphs. I used to watch that show before it started to suck. Before I stopped watching television. But it seems like there's like a different, you see all the precursors? I counted 4. There's probably more that I didn't see. It's just insane. Well, yeah, no, it's not good. But maybe that was the only way that they could depict it, because they had the Daedric portal. So, yeah, I'm blown away. Check out this little detail. So, they have one of the... it sucked when it ended. One of the pets, the Dwarven pets, but they put incense in here, so it looks like they're climbing out of a steaming pipe. Wildness. I'm just, I just want to run around and look at every detail and drive my husband crazy, because I can hear him in the background groaning, like, oh, is she done yet?
Huh?
And then there's these that look like they're smoking too. I don't think they do normally. I think they added something to make it look smoking, maybe a fire or something. No. I don't know. I don't remember. honestly don't remember. It was such a long time ago that I watched it with my ex-husband. Um, which means it was at least 5 years ago, and probably a lot more than that, to be honest. So that was Money Shot. Thank you. That was an incredible house, and I'm so glad that you invited us to come and look at it because it's incredible, mind blowing. I'm really impressed. So, if you want, we can look at one more, and then we could work on building or something. But I don't know. I hope none of these people are entering into. Yeah, this is a crazy build. Um, oh, I was going to show people how to do portals. I wonder if he changed that on me too. So we can do that real quick also. Yeah, I do too. And I have a bunch of it that I'm not doing anything with because I don't like Dwemer. I mean, I don't like working with it. I like to see it. I like to see it well done. But I personally don't like working with it because, whoa, I don't do a good job of it because I don't have that mechanical mind. It's a very niche kind of thing that some people are really good at and some just don't get it. So this is Entity Ethereal's house, and this is Dawn Shadow. Dawn Shadow? No, this is Cliff Shade. This is Cliff Shade that a lot of people don't get this house, even though it's right outside of Green Shade's main city, which is Marbrook. And it's really worth getting, if only for the travel purposes, because almost never when I want to go to Marbrook is anyone there. Interesting. They hand placed these books, at least these, maybe not these, because these are identical. Maybe not. No, they're not identical. I think they did, game. That's what I was just trying to figure out. They're similar, but they're not identical. I think they really did do it themselves. Yeah, I think they did. Good on them. That's a lot of... All of them. Good God. Do you see what I'm seeing? Like, all of them. I was like sitting here trying to figure out if they did this. And each one is an item count. That's insane. That's dedication. Oh my goodness. Wow, all of them are different. Crazy. With EHT, I would have just, you do it once and hit post. Okay, so this is their library, I guess. I mean, these are the Daedric ones, and apparently Mafala's up to reading a book with the cat. Oh, wow. So this is a library. A very impressive library that someone spent a friggin' amount of time on placing each book and probably enjoyed the heck out of it. This is a labor of love that this is somebody who cared about it, who wanted each book to look just right. I can't imagine why else they would do it like that. So let's do a quick tutorial slash on portals, like a quickie. This is super easy. Each of these things that I'm showing you at this point are still in the basic area. I will show you something in like a couple of minutes too, though, because there is something that there is an animation that I have done. It's terrible. But it's the first and only animation I've ever managed. Okay, so this is just a storage house, which is perfect for our purposes, which is to just do a quick portal. Okay. So if you wanted to do a portal within EHT, which is what we're working on because it's better than anything, you would, I forget how I moved. Oh, just dragged it. Okay. So the way you would do it is you would click Essential Effects, Now you've got portals. So you just select portal. And then what I do is I don't know, these just take you to, I guess, a random one. I don't know why he has them all set out, but I've always used the calibrated portal. But you can also use a passage of return, which will take you to the beginning of the house. But here's a calibrated portal, okay? And what you do with that is you hit placed, you select the calibrated portal, and it should give you, no, I selected water. It would help if I actually selected the right thing. Calibrated portal. Homeowner's name, here we're gonna do, let's do Swankeries. I'm gonna come barge in on you. Now you could choose any of these, but I think her Amaya is the one that has the dirigible I love. I think that's it. So you just hit set and see it pops up a picture. It's that simple. You know, it's that easy. And then boom, there you go. And you have a portal. Somebody on the forums today was saying that they wished that there were portals in the game. And I'm like, EHT has them. And they're super easy to use. And all you do are 2 clicks. Hit portal, then pick who you want. And that's it. So yeah, I think this is her dirigible house, which I really want her to enter into the contest. Yeah, I want her to enter this into the parade contest, even though it doesn't quite fit. Maybe she could put some decor on it that makes it look a little bit more, whatchamacallit, a little bit more words, parade-y. Okay, so this is, here's a little detail about this house that I haven't shown off to anyone and I loved. And it's hard for me because the dirigible is so unbelievably amazing, this Swankery's house. But check out this. This makes me so happy. This is one of those Argonian light balls with a teeny tiny little mushroom inside, put inside a dwarven urn. And it's lit up. And it's like a little terrarium, like a tiny little terrarium. And that just opens the mind to all of these different possibilities that you can do with these balls as tiny terrariums. Like it's fascinating. It's just a total, here's a use for an item that we've perhaps never thought of. And that's always really exciting to me. Oh, it reminded you of a terrarium or what? What did it remind you of? I'm not sure what that was. But yeah, I've shown off Swankery's house. I've shown this house before. It's because it's spectacular. Like, how do you not show this house more than once? Right. That's what I meant. Did I say the wrong thing? Yeah, no, it's my favorite. It's so cool. The little mushroom inside there. It's amazing. It's a great idea. And it's something that people could build off of. And which is, oh, one of yours? This is just a Merkmeyer lamp. But this is such like a stroke of genius. And such a tiny little detail. She's got this enormous, incredibly complex, amazing vehicle up top. But she didn't forget the tiny details. So small, like 3 items, and she made something that I just wanted to squee over. It's so cool, you know? So it's like, you know, you may be working on something ambitious and whatever, but don't forget, the little details are always kind of impressive and fun. That's what builders, like, I think that's what they appreciate from one another. But of course, you know, ambitious builds are ambitious builds. I mean, you gotta look at them and say, holy smokes. Because in this case, another beautiful detail. And in this case, this was just the most ambitious of them all. I don't know how she did this. I don't know if this is an EHT construction or what, but can you imagine the detail and the skill it takes to place those, to make them look right, to even have this idea? And then when you look at it up close, I wish I had magic carpet, because when you look at it up close, she's got bags in there. She has like actual luggage. So she's got a carpet. She's got seating, and it's carefully chosen seating to look almost Victorian because it's sort of steampunky. And the top portion, I mean, oh yeah, no, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Nobody makes vehicles like Swankery. Nobody. They just, hands down, she wins. Um, and I mean, just the mechanical mind. Like, I never would have thought, you know what? A dirigible probably would need a fan to stand straight up, you know? But they would. I mean, how else would it, without movement, how else would it stay up in the air? And I never would have thought of that. And I don't know if she used EHT, but even if she did, this is still insane. Because, like, I know the limitations of EHT, and making something that looks this perfect with EHT is not gonna happen, I don't think. Because, you know, maybe she could have done the middle with it, but it wouldn't have changed, you know, the cone section. I mean, it's nearly impossible to make a proper cone in EHT. It's one of my few complaints about it, is I've had massive trouble with cones. But the the um, the other stuff I've been able to do, but to think that she put one on each side, and then she figured out how to make these, it's almost like a fish too, you know. It's got an organic, so it's steampunk organic. Crazy. So I can't rave enough about that. And so that's why I'm thinking she needs to put this in the parade. I mean, put Zoss on the side or something, you know what I mean? Enter this Jayhawks parade and you'll win. I can't imagine that you wouldn't. This is too incredible for that. So that was it. That was all I was going to show you folks today. If any of you want me to check out your houses, please just ask. I'll go. I find the most amazing things, even in the simplest, and you do not have to be on the level of Swankery's Dirigible for me to enjoy your house, okay? I can't build like that. She's just another level, and I don't compare myself to her. And many of us don't. Because, and there's things that she's good at, and there's things that other people are good at. Like, you know, Gorak60 is an amazing at the gardens, but with vehicles, you know, Swankery, no one can beat. Did you guys see this one? Then there's this balloon, which is also brilliant. And it's just a side piece. She just, you know, not even the main course. Here's a little side nothing. That's this incredible steampunk balloon that she just threw it together. Crazy girl. So I'm super impressed. No, Swank, it's for it's the truth. I can't say enough good about your vehicles, and you know, there's House Moving Castle, which was mind blowing. So yeah, totally great. Happiness. So this is a good one to end on because it's a really good house. So feel free to ask me to come visit your houses. I'll never be mean. I will always be gentle. I will always be kind. So because I love you guys and you're my friends. And even if I'm just getting to know you, don't feel bad about it. Where's your tractor? I need to see it. I will stay on longer to see Swankery's tractor. I've actually seen a tractor parade. For reals. Apparently somebody had died out in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. And they had a tractor parade for them, I think. I think that's what it was. It was a while ago. I just know I have seen one. Okay, Swankery. Let's go to your humble butt. I do not think I have ever seen your tractor. It's just, what's your fascination? Honestly, what's your fascination with vehicles? Like, do you have experience in vehicles? Are you like, have you ever, is it a hobby or is it something you did as a career? because you have this mechanical sense that seems really like genius. So I can't imagine how you got it without some sort of interest in that. Curious to know if you get a chance to ever tell me. All right, where are we? Oh my goodness. Okay, no, how did I not see it? I did see this back in October, but I must have forgotten it. Or maybe I didn't see the tractor. Or maybe it was something else. Oh, okay. You know what? I could see that. You have to use tools to be a jewelry smith. You have to work with metals. I did a little bit of that when I was younger, but it's, you know, I can recognize that there's, you know, major levels that I had never done in it. But even again with the small details. What are those? What are those wheels? I feel so stupid. But they've got, like, how do they have grips? Like, how do they have treads? Do you guys see the treads? Like, that can't... What is that? That's not even the... That... Oh, I see what you did. You put a bunch of things together. You put together a whole bunch of those coin things with the snake and the bird and the... Oh my God. So you thought to put those together and you got treads out of it. Such incredible thought and work for such a tiny detail that many people would never see or realize. I am blown away. This is incredible. How did I not see this? And I just love it. It's amazing. Such work. I appreciate your treads. Let me put it that way. I appreciate them greatly. Wow. Okay, so this is Swankery's tractor. I am not a farm person, but I appreciate it. It does look like a tractor to me. My husband's a farm person, but he's busy, so I don't know. But it looks good to me. An old tractor? Okay. You can turn the wheel. Oh my goodness, where's the wheel? Am I stupid? Oh, up here. Oh my God, that's so cool. You even put the little, is there a little pet in there? Wow. So the pet in there sometimes moves, so it looks like when you're, so it looks like it's got, I see it. It's blowing out smoke, so it looks like it's idling, right? See the smoke? So it's almost like it's a scene in motion because it's idling. Wow. Wow. That's incredible, Swankery. It really is. I mean, I don't know if... Whoa! Oh, this is the one that I got stuck in. But I never saw the tractor, girl. I came in here. I got stuck there. I got out and I mailed you about it. And I said, I got stuck in your house just because of under the porch here. But oh, another vehicle. I did see this combination of Imperial bed and wheels. Really smart. Some Red Guard stuff in here. It just looks amazing. This would be good for Christmas. What? How did I... What? I totally missed that. Oh, so you go to your other house from here, but how did I miss that? I'm embarrassed. Oh, and you built the outside too. This is humble mud. It's like hard for me to like even get my head around the fact that this is humble mud. So you rebuilt the outside to look like, oh my gosh, a frame house. I can't think of the word for these things. shingles,
Slats, siding.
slats, shingles, siding. So you hand did each one of the, oh my god, you could have just made it flat, but instead you made it shingled. Wow. You really went to a lot of work on this. And they're all like almost perfect. You were said hello to. This is Andy, my husband. So he is home from work today. Thanks for the follow. For Fox's sake. Oh gosh, I said that out loud. Whoops.
You said it correctly.
I said it correctly though. So this is just amazing. I do think I don't know how you did this, but if you did this by hand, but if you did, you're insane. And that's incredible. And then just going to the trouble to put numismas in there. I see her now. Oh my goodness. You were said, hi, Andy. Jesus, Swanker, your builds always blow my mind. Yeah, the detail work is incredible. Is Tithys in this one? No. I can't tell. Is that... That's not effects? You must use display cases. Oh my goodness. How did you get them all perfect? Those are practically perfect lines. How did you do that? I can't even figure out. Wow. Wow. So, yes, now we will call it on this because I have to eat. I didn't eat after my class, but this is amazing. And thank you for letting me visit your house. Mail me, guys, if you want me to look at any of your houses. I'll be happy to. And I'll probably see you not tomorrow, but the day after. And thank you so much for watching and following and all of your good words. I appreciate it. You're the best people. Our community is the best, so thank you so much. I will talk to you guys later.